Hit play, now it's time to go. Voices rise and steal in the show. Stories, laughter, secrets unfold. Welcome to the world we hold. Turn it up, feel the beat ignite. Conversations flowing bright. In your ears, day or night. This is the sound that feels so right. Mic is live, the stage is set. Words like fire you won't forget. Every topic, every thread. Living stories in your head. Turn it up, feel the beat ignite. Conversations flowing bright. In your ears, day or night. This is the sound that feels so right. Mic is live, the stage is set. Words like fire you won't forget. Every topic, every thread. Living stories in your head. Turn it up, feel the beat ignite. Conversations flowing bright. In your ears, day or night. This is the sound that feels so right. So grab a seat or hit the road. This journey's one we'll overload. Diving deep, let's take control. This podcast is your soul's console. Turn it up, feel the beat ignite. Conversations flowing bright. In your ears, day or night. This is the sound that feels so right. Oh.
As always, everything we discuss is for entertainment and is speculation. Please like and subscribe, and definitely join our discussion in the comments. If you're ready, let's get into it. Welcome back to Typically Unique. Today we are talking all things Delphi, doing a catch up for everybody, a recap. And I am here with one of our moderators on the channel and friend, Lori.
Hi.
So, yep.
Hi, everybody.
And if you are not familiar with this case, there were two preteen,
No, 13 and 14.
13 and 14-year-old girls, Abby Williams and Liberty German,
Yep.
say their names.
Yep.
They're the victims of a horrific crime that happened in February of 2017. Was it February 14th?
February 13th.
February 13th,
Mhm.
2017 in Delphi, Indiana. So that's why we just call it the Delphi case. And finding the killer took years.
If perhaps.
Richard Allen is convicted. There's a lot of discussion, suspicion if they have the right person or not.
So what's happening? Tell them what's happening, Kimmy.
We are going to be taking a road trip out to Delphi, Indiana. We have both been very interested in this case. You have probably followed more details and dug into it more than I have, but I have followed it from the beginning, and then I've been like in and out, but we're still both extremely interested. We don't agree on everything, just like Carlos and I. That's what we do here on Typically Unique.
Yeah.
So
we agree to disagree.
We should be having an interesting discussion. But the reason we thought now is a good time because the case is going into the appeal process.
They're starting that.
So it's not completely over. So we want to go out there and see this place that we have been hearing about.
Yeah,
forever.
the build up for all these years, the build up, just to be able to check it out and see for ourselves, you know, like putting a name to a face,
right?
That's kind of what we're doing.
Exactly.
I gots to know.
Plus, we like taking road trips.
Right.
We're road tripping.
Right, road trip. So, Kimmy, how did you initially hear about the case?
All right. So it happened in 2017. And back at that time, I was not on YouTube. I was a iTunes podcast listener, and I was walking a lot. So I was always listening to true crime podcasts. So I mean, that's over 8 years ago. So I don't really remember exactly, but I would imagine it was probably like a Nancy Grace breaking update, about the case initially. And then every true crime podcast started covering it. And I did follow the Murder Sheet podcast, who became kind of like the go-to. They really got into the case and started getting interviewed about it as it went on. But I was listening to them when they used to talk about the Burger Chef murders, I think it was called. Then they switched over because I think they're from Indiana. And then they started talking about it. So I was getting some of the details from them too, but just lots of podcasts at first. Okay, Lori. So then how did you find out about the case?
Well, actually, I found out by you. I actually had you and our other best friend over, Jenny, back in I think it was the end of 2022, beginning of 2023. It was wintertime. I had you guys over to play one of the unsolved mystery games.
Yes.
And we decided to film ourselves playing this game. It took 3 days, 3 different times for us 3 girls to solve it, but we did.
We need to find that footage because
it's pretty funny.
It's really good.
But I was working on the Prince investigation since 2016, and then I would have you come over, and then I don't know how it became. I bought one of those games and we decided to play it, and that is the day that you said, "Hey, you guys, have you heard of the Bridge Guy case?" And when you were telling me, I'm like, what are you talking about? But it intrigued me enough to look it up, and then it sucked me in. It just sucked me in.
So I have to interject here, because when you find out about a case, you really dive into it even more than I do. Like I will watch and listen to a lot of people talk about things. And with the Idaho case, I am getting into documents and all of that, but you do that for a lot,
I do it for a lot of factuals so that I can have the facts in my face.
Yeah.
I try to make sure that if I'm watching somebody and they say something, I want to know where they got their fact. And I want to know it's the truth, and everything's backed up on their behalf. So if I'm telling you something, I know it's a fact.
Yep.
That they've already investigated it and found out the truth and whatever. So yeah, a lot of research. And I spent many hours in 2024 and 2025 now on this case. And it's been a case.
You have information printed out, photos. We do have a older video that you and I did. We recorded, so you can go back into, if you click the videos tab on our channel and scroll down, you'll see that it's labeled the Delphi with Lori. So you can watch that video also.
Yeah, I think was that in the end of 24 maybe?
It's been a while.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
It might have been beginning of this year. I don't remember. It has been a while.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? I think it was before they convicted him.
Yes. Yeah, it was before the trial.
I think so.
Which, by the way, they did not televise. Like, they did not allow cameras in the courtroom.
Right.
So when the trial was going on, it was just
me, Andrea Burkhart, and Lawyer Lee all day, every day.
It was the YouTube reporters and, mainstream reporters, but the people that have YouTube channels that were able to get into the courtroom did a fabulous job taking immaculate notes, and what long days they had. Shout out to them, because they would sit in court all day, take all their notes, and then go live all night and tell us everything, and then do it all again the next day. So
I don't know how they did it, to be honest with you.
And even back then, it was crazy because, Judge Gall was in charge of everything, and she made it very difficult to even wait to try to get a spot in the courtroom. So
So
it
they had
wasn't just
people-
a matter of just showing up to get into court. They had to get out there super early and save seats. And
Yeah.
it was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Seemed like a nightmare.
But for them, well, and like I said, shout out to Andrea, lawyerly, but Andrea, she would go another 7 or 8 hours every night to tell us detail by detail. It was amazing.
And there's the other channel you like too, the
Hidden True
Lauren on
Crime.
Hidden True Crime.
Yeah.
Yes. I followed her back in the day too. I think before she was on YouTube. But
I'm very picky on who I spend my valuable time listening to, because like I said, I want facts. And you're going to get the facts from the 2 lawyers, and you're going to get the facts. I feel Lauren and her husband, what is he, a psychiatrist or whatever he is?
Yes.
They're just, I think they're very factual. And that's one thing I really like about them. And they're also very personable. So
Yes.
shout out to them.
Yep. Getting the lawyers' perspective on things has been really helpful.
Yep. Okay. So number 2.
All right. So why did you get so invested in this case?
Well, first and foremost, Abby and Libby. That broke my heart I can't even fathom. It's very hard to take myself there, which we are going. And it's very, very emotional. Having nieces and nephews about that age. And yeah, it's very, and then it was intense and intriguing from the start. I mean, they had suspect here, photo here, a little clip of what did they say? Down the hill.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
And then they finally released.
Then they just added guys.
Yeah,
like that made a big difference.
Right. So
if you don't know what the clip is, they were saying that let's back up to where you were talking about the girls, right? So first of all, it was horrific to even think about what happened to them. They were brutally attacked. But
they were lured. They were lured into taking this hike.
Well, that's what it appears like, but I don't know if that's the approach they took to convict Richard Allen.
No, but it to me, it seems like they were lured by Anthony Schatz.
Right.
Good-looking kid. They're hitting him up on the internet the night before. And in the morning, they made arrangements to meet with him out there. So to me, it seems like they were lured.
So in the beginning, that was one of the first pieces of information that came out, is that one of the girls had captured footage on her phone of a man walking behind them on the bridge. So that was like the first piece of information that came out. So right away, that's capturing everybody's attention. So, okay, there's a potential suspect.
Right.
And then the audio clip we were just talking about. So then they released that to see if and then an image. And the other piece of information was that there was a Snapchat communication with some profile that appeared to be, I thought, a younger boy, that, and
Anthony
they gave the
Schatz.
name Anthony Schatz. So that's why it looked like, oh, they were supposed to go meet this, cute teenage boy or older boy on the bridge. And so all of that first information came out, which allowed for speculating, like always happens, because they don't tell you everything. So that, I think that's what made it most intriguing for me also. Yeah, all that.
And then Kim is the one that told me about the case. But thinking back to their ages, that's when Kim and I met.
Yeah.
Because I'm that much older. I'm that much older than you.
Yeah, you always turn.
And
turn the milestones first.
Libby was that much older than Abby. And so it's just, you just relate to it. And then you think back, okay, what would Kim and I have done if we were on the bridge?
Crazy.
You know what I mean?
And that was another talking point, is that they said they didn't leave each other.
Right.
Like it looked potentially like maybe one of them could have maybe ran away, and that they were just so close they couldn't. And you just, as friends, you think about that. Yeah.
And then all the different suspects. I mean, they were suddenly, now here's this suspect. And if you scroll, or if you go to like what is it, the PCP or
the
whatever.
PCA.
No, it was something that they put out with all their lists of their suspects.
Oh,
I didn't bring it with me, of course, but I have it. My number one always was Ron Logan. I had said it to you. It's on the video that we did back in whenever. I always thought it was Ron Logan.
and explain who he is.
And Ron Logan is the one who the girls were found on his property. And he's the one that initially did all the news interviews on his property. And he just seemed odd and suspicious. And very, like, if you go back through those interviews, which I have a million times, just he's acting like suspicious, like he's trying to cover it up. Like you can tell he's,
And like inserting himself.
Yes. His alibi wasn't the truth.
His alibi was that he
was
went
going
to
to
go
get
buy
fish
fish, like
in-
for an aquarium type fish.
In Lafayette. It's funny because the photos that I saw of his house, I didn't even see an aquarium there in his house.
Oh, I haven't seen there's photos of inside his house.
Yes.
I have to look at those.
I didn't see any photos. Maybe I missed it, but let me tell you, his ex-girlfriend, Connie. Well, first of all, she said as soon as she saw that video, she pegged it to be him. The voice came later, but when she saw him walking,
Just the walk.
yes. And
I agree with that.
And then she's the one who said that he mistreated her, he abused her, he hit her in the head.
She gave
She had
explicit
Yeah.
details.
So it made it seem to be okay if this lady knew him
and had like a sexual perversion. About him.
Yeah. Like he really mistreated her.
Yeah.
But she finally, I guess after 6 or so years, she got out of it when he whacked her in the head and almost killed her.
She had to run for her life to the car.
Yeah.
I think.
And then she went to downtown, and I think she went to Delphi downtown to the doctor. She got 7 staples.
So it's documented.
Oh, yeah.
That happened.
And then she ended up going and staying with her sister. So when she came on, how do you not believe her? How
Right.
do you not believe her? Because
Right.
she's saying that's him, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. She was pretty adamant.
So then they kind of looked past him, but they did get him for the drunk driving. He wasn't supposed to be driving. Ron Logan was not supposed to be driving because he didn't have his license at that point. So when he come up with this big old concoctive lie that call my cousin and hey, vouch for me that, we went to go get fish, it didn't happen. And his cousin told the police didn't happen. So,
and the cousin said he wanted me to lie for him.
So he did end up having to spend time in jail for driving when he shouldn't have been. And that was, I don't know how many drinking and driving that they took his license away several times before. So that was it for him. That was his last chance. Now, dude was 78 or 9 when this all went down.
Older guy.
So they were kind of lenient with him somewhat, but then they also had him in jail already, which was a good thing. Because he was one of their top suspects.
But then what ended up happening to him?
Well, he ended up dying.
Yeah. And it was from COVID, right?
He got COVID in 2020. He ended up dying. So it wasn't too long, a couple years after the murders. So even if it is Ron Logan, we probably will never find out unless we find the murder weapon on his property or graveyard or nearby, because we will be having our magnifying glasses out there and checking every nook and cranny.
We need to go get a metal detector.
Yeah. So, but then it led into, okay, now they've got Keegan Kline, and Keegan and Tony Kline let's start off with Keegan.
How did they get to Keegan?
Well, because they found him to be Anthony Schatz, who Anthony Schatz was the person that Abby and Libby talked to the night before when they were having
Snapchat profile.
Right. When they were having the sleepover the night before, which would have been the 12th. And they had him, I guess, for a couple hours. They were Snapchatting with him back and forth and Instagramming and all that. And then in the morning, they made plans to meet with Anthony Schatz. So when they were investigating who this Anthony Schatz is, they ended up finding out that it was Keegan Kline. So him and his dad are pretty high on my list.
They were on mine too initially. Yeah.
They're both pedophiles. the child porn, and I don't understand how Papa Klein, Tony, didn't get arrested as well, because in my opinion, I think he's just as guilty, and I will say that wholeheartedly, because how do you live in the house with your son that you know your son is doing all this and you're not a part of it?
Okay, so they live together.
They lived together at the time.
And Keegan is currently in prison
Kagan is spending 40 years
for
porn,
child
porn.
who they did catch him with that, because
Oh, yeah.
I remember
Mhm.
when they were first looking into him before he was arrested, they were saying something about him and his dad taking a trip out to Vegas with some kind of CD thing.
They took the
like,
trip out to Vegas
is
right
that-
after the murders.
yes,
Right after the
yes.
murders.
So that was always suspicious, and it appeared. I don't know how much evidence you've heard anybody provide for that, but did they? It looked like Vegas was the spot to like go make these transactions. Like, we have something on this video,
Mhm.
and we're gonna go sell it
Mhm.
out there,
Yeah.
right? So I don't know. That
Yeah.
always, but then he did get arrested, and they really put, it seemed to me like they put the squeeze on him
They did.
really hard, because he told him to go look in a river for like the weapon, and did that ever
And
turn anything
they
up?
didn't turn anything up, but I still think that when he had them do that, I think they just didn't find it. In my opinion, they just didn't find
And
it.
do you know what river it is?
I can't remember.
We need to go look for that.
It's close by. It's close by
Yeah.
to the Monon.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like I said, their stories never added up. Yeah, and Kegan was blaming his dad for all the transactions that were happening over the phone and acting like it wasn't me. Might have been my dad though, because I have two phones open, but it wasn't me. I wasn't the one that was talking to the girls on their sleepover, and in the morning I didn't make the plan with them. So it was kind of odd. You're throwing your dad under the bus, but then maybe it was both of them.
Right.
Did he have his passwords? We don't know.
Right. Yeah,
We
I
don't know.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
But he did throw his dad under the bus. And then the other thing was the Richie Davis letters that we found out about.
Yes, refresh my memory about that.
Richie Davis. I
forget.
knew you were going to say that, and they are
Yes.
very important letters.
Yes.
I did bring them.
And just real quick, back to just one more thing about Kegan Kline. He did an interview with somebody from prison and just denied. Like, I have never heard anybody deny so hard.
It was the Murder Sheath.
I heard just I don't even know what channel it was on YouTube. It wasn't anybody that I recognized that I got a interview with him, but they did also.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did they?
Yeah, they were
or maybe it was someone playing.
They
their
were befriending
interview.
him.
It could have been that.
They were befriending him.
Okay.
In my opinion, just to get information. They didn't give a shit about him.
Well, I wouldn't, that's a tactic to use. So I don't.
But these letters, I'm not going to read them to you, but there are 4 or 5 now.
Put it more over.
He claimed that he wrote 7 or 8 to McClelland, which is the prosecutor, and the prosecutor never gave them to the defense. So now we've got the defense going to the jail to talk to Richie to see what about these letters,
Okay, so Richie is an inmate.
Richie's an inmate
with Kegan,
and he also served time with Ron Logan.
Okay, so he knows both these people, and he wrote these letters to say that they spoke to him and he knew information.
Yes, they I guess this Richie is like some guy that you feel like you can trust and talk to, and both of them did. Ron and Kegan both like confided in this guy. Yes, I do have the one from Ron too.
And then he tried to. Oh, that's interesting. We'll do a show where we read them.
Yeah. So, like I said, but the prosecution never coughed it up to the defense. So the defense didn't have this to take to court in time.
Sound familiar? Idaho 4.
Yeah. So, very interesting though. He was pleading. the things that he was saying in his letters, nothing was released. So it makes me believe that what these guys were telling him, Ron and Keegan were telling him, have to be the truth because nobody knew because of the gag order. Nobody knew.
And then he didn't get, oh, you're saying so he knew information that wasn't out in the public.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he didn't get any kind of special
He didn't want anything.
treatment.
He
or
didn't want anything.
He
says
wasn't
it right in
trying
his
to
letters.
use it
No.
for a deal.
He said that he was a
Mm.
father, and being that he was a dad, he didn't want anything. He just was trying to do the right thing because
Interesting.
he didn't want, just like he's got kids, he wouldn't want to see that happen to his kids. So he was just trying to help out. And
Okay.
he was trying to help the prosecution, not to get anybody off or on, but just speaking the truth. Here's two guys. They came up to me. Here, they confided in me. They befriended me. And
not at the same time because
No,
Ron
they were-
Logan and Kagan were not in jail
not at the same time. Actually, it was Ron and him that befriended each other first. And Ron, I have it here.
Isn't that interesting? Because I think you and I maybe both suspect that Ron and Kagan knew each other.
I really do.
And if they did, and Kagan knew Ron spoke to somebody in jail, like, hey, you can trust this guy or
Mhm.
something. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know. But they, to me, my opinion, I feel like they were in cahoots together. And then Richard Allen is brought up in this that they told
In the letters?
they told Kegan that there was three of them: Ron Logan, Kegan Klein, and Richard Allen in the letters. It's all in here. It's all in here. And anybody who's followed the case knows that it's in these, because when these came out, wow, was that breaking news.
I remember hearing about the letters, but I never actually read them because my focus has mostly been on the Idaho 4 case. But yeah, I want to read those. So off your memory, what's like the most, was most compelling in those
really
letters?
spoke it
Saying that
out.
there was three,
Yeah.
naming them.
He basically was he in detail that they got up, that he came up to the guy, lured him, went across the bridge, made him go down, and then but said, I want to take you to my barn and show you the farm animals. I have horses and bunnies. And they were both at first, oh yeah, let's go. And then Liberty was starting to be like, I don't know, I don't want to go. And I guess he grabbed, whoever this was, grabbed Abby and said, oh, it's going to be fine, let's go. I guess he said that he knew who their mother was because one of them worked as at the was a bar or something like that,
like a waitress or a bartender or something.
And so it's trying to let them know that, hey, I know you're, kind of make them feel comfortable, whatever, and lured them that way. Oh yeah, I mean, a little kid, bunnies, horses, sure, But then Libby started being like, well, no, didn't feel right, was starting to feel uncomfortable and everything. And this is all in these letters. So how are we going to know all this if it wasn't told to you? Why would Ricky, whatever they call him, how is he going to make all this up? How would he know all this detail? How would you know? You wouldn't know all these details. It's insane. And he started writing it to them in 2017.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I will tell you the exact date. It was June, I think I just read it, June 4th, and I wrote it down. June 4th
of 2017. He
started trying to reach out to McClelland to give him this information. He even said that I would be more than happy to put a device on me, a listening device, so that you can hear them tell me this.
Oh, wow. And they didn't take him up on that?
And they didn't do it. They didn't do it.
Wow. Okay.
They didn't do it.
I know a lot of times they don't want to believe a jailhouse snitch, but you gotta.
So then when all was said and done and it was getting really close to trial, since he couldn't get through to McClelland, but the defense did go to try to talk to him. But at that point, Richie didn't trust the defense. So he ended up getting a hold of Fox, 559 News or whatever, and he wrote a letter to them. and poured his guts out to them.
And that's when it
that-
became public.
hoping that, yes, this would all get released.
Yep.
So,
And
yeah,
it did.
it was insane. So I don't know. I'm a very trustworthy person, and maybe I shouldn't be that way, but too much detail in here, too much information that how would he know if it wasn't from the killer? I mean, he was talking about who got killed first, how they got killed.
Wow.
So, yeah. So he was number 2 on my list because he said Keegan and Ron. So Ron was my number 1.
And then
Keegan is my 2. And I don't never say his name right. It's either Keegan or Kegan. I don't know.
I've heard both.
Me too. And same with
It's
Ricky.
spelled like Keegan.
Ricky or Richie Davis, either or. So then my third one was actually Richard Allen. And I have to stick by that because of his odd behavior. His confessions in jail to his wife and his mom and his dad, which we have now heard all of the confessions. We've seen the video of his interviews. And he kept important details about his walk on the trails that day from his wife, like that he was actually on the bridge. And in that interview, you can see her like, but you didn't tell me that, Ricky. You didn't tell me that. You didn't tell me you were on the bridge. And then you can see him start get kind of attitude. Or yeah, I did, but it doesn't matter, you know. No, you didn't tell her that. So
Now, I told you earlier that I was listening to his attorney, and I think it was Andrea Burkhart that was interviewing him, and she asked him because they did not put Richard Allen's wife on the stand,
mhm,
and he said that's his biggest regret because she's his biggest supporter.
Mhm.
Like she totally supports him, and they were both saying that it was his wife who told him, she said, "You were on the bridge, go tell them."
mhm.
So did she know or did she not know?
He told her when the first night when they were doing the search, when she came home from work, he told her. So she told him, you should probably go and tell them that you were on the bridge.
Okay.
Or that you were on the trails that day.
Okay.
So he ended up going, I believe it was the next day.
Right.
After they found the girls.
Self-reported,
He went,
yep.
or a couple days, I think it was a couple days later.
Yep.
He went, and then miraculously his report and his name and everything ended up at the bottom of the file cabinet. And then when they moved everything, it got lost.
And they also mislabeled it. Like it was
a street
his-
name.
Yes, they worded it wrong,
Mhm.
misspelled it,
Mhm.
or something, or they used his street name for his last
Right.
name.
Yeah.
It was something like
Yeah.
that. So he was like Richard White instead of Richard Allen,
Right,
or
right.
something like that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until years later that they dug it back up and realized.
And Kathy was at work that day. So
Mhm,
how's she going to know? I mean,
mhm.
he can do that in that amount of time. You know what I mean? And get himself cleaned up. If he did do it, he could have.
He did have the time. He said he was there.
But she did say, and I believe her, that he was in bed that night. They went to bed together.
Mhm.
Normally, he would sit out, probably doing his foot fetish porn, whatever bullshit that he does, on the couch or the chair the lounge
Recliner.
chair, whatever. And she would normally go to bed first, and then he would always go after her,
Mm.
a couple hours after. So, but as far as she can remember, they woke up together. He was in bed with her. So I don't think that he snuck out while she was sleeping to go move the bodies.
Oh, okay.
I believe her that he went to bed and I think he had
And
a
why
part
do
of
you
it.
say that? Why do you say moving the bodies is an issue?
Moving the bodies because they searched.
Yep.
They did not find the bodies.
Yes, they searched all night to like, was it 4 a.m?
Yeah.
2 a.m?
And where they ended up finding the bodies was kind of in an open area.
They should have saw it the night before.
So I would
And they didn't.
I would have
so-
thought they would have found them
Yes.
that night.
Yes.
So I personally don't think the bodies, they weren't killed there.
So if his wife can say he was in bed next to me all night, but that doesn't mean that they probably even brought that up as an issue in court.
I don't
right?
think so
They-
because
yeah.
I think she was believable and they didn't need to take it any further.
Yeah.
And
Or they're not even thinking. I don't think the prosecution is claiming that the bodies were moved in the middle of the night. I think they were claiming the bodies were there all along. Like that's where they were killed.
I don't buy
But
it.
it doesn't look like that.
I don't buy it.
It doesn't. Yeah, I agree with you. It
I
doesn't.
don't buy it. I think
look
they
like that.
actually did go to the barn.
I do too.
And I think that because they waited a month to check out Ron Logan's house, it was way too late. And Richie Davis also was very explicit about saying that Ron told him that he burned the clothes in one of the burn things.
Yes, I remember hearing
his boots, everything. He burned it all. So I would have to say that whoever lured him down, got him down there. And in my opinion, it looks like it could be Ron. It could be Richard. It could be Keegan's dad, Tony. It could even be Keegan because he had a bigger jacket on.
I thought one of the sketches kind of looked like him, maybe I guess it didn't. I guess him walking, the part of him walking on the bridge, I thought, well, maybe.
But then you got that
him.
Messing guy, you got all these other guys, Brad Holder.
Is he on your list?
He's not on my list.
Okay.
He's not on my list. So let's go to the next one. Next one was Elvis Fields, Brad Holder, that whole gang of.
And how are they connected?
Odinism? Odinism.
The O word of this case,
yes.
which was a huge
huge
part of it. That was not allowed to be talked about.
The biggest thing with that whole thing was when he had that confession to his sister. He told his sister that he did it. And
Elvis Fields told his
sister that he did it.
And she reported that?
And she reported it. And then when they went to question him, he said to the cop, I don't remember which cop it was, if his spit ended up on the girls, would that make him a suspect? Duh.
Yeah.
But they didn't pursue that.
No.
And
could you imagine someone saying that?
Why would you say that?
Red flag.
It doesn't. So that's why I'm saying I don't think you try to visualize while they're.
Did you know what we always say? We always say drunk or stupid.
Right.
To say something like that, are you drunk or stupid?
But in my mind, I was trying to visualize, okay, if they were on the ground out there, already passed away, is he spitting on them? Or was it wherever they took them and maybe they were getting cocky? Because from what I understand from Richie Davis's letters, Ron was getting pissed at Libby because she was giving him a hard time.
Yes.
And maybe these guys were there too, and he spit on her. Like she was a piece of trash.
Could be. It could be purposeful spit. It could be I'm just anger and that flies out, whatever. But for him to know that there would be saliva, he probably knows for sure.
And then how do we even know if he
or it could be something disgusting?
What I was going to say, if he didn't spit on him, but wanted to kind of feel it out just to see about his saliva.
Yeah.
If he did something else to the girls.
Yeah. That's disgusting to even think about.
Because they didn't find in their kits, they didn't find where they were actually. What's the word we want to say?
Were they sexually assaulted?
No,
they were not.
They said they weren't. However,
but they did find DNA evidence in semen and things, and
like in the underwear or whatever.
Yeah.
But okay, is it his saliva? Did they do oral things that didn't on their kit show up?
Yeah.
When they do the testing or
well, that would show up. Like all bodily fluids would show up.
But did they test it? That's the whole thing. This guy said
they tested it enough to know that it was there, but they didn't test it enough to identify the person, which is the same thing that's happening in the Idaho 4 case. I don't have an answer for why. It appears that once they get a suspect, they just laser focus in on trying to prove it's that person and kind of disregard all this other evidence, which that kind of protocol needs to change. Like you should take all your evidence, especially immediately at the crime scene, and vet it all out. Identify, especially DNA, identify each piece of DNA and rule everybody out, include everybody, and then go from there.
And the thing of it is Did they test? We don't know, because I still don't think we got everything released to us about, did they even test
Okay.
the spit and try to match it up,
Maybe
with
that's going to
Elvis.
be part of the appeal process.
I mean, it could
so,
be. I
yeah.
mean, I know we didn't get everything yet from this case.
And are they releasing docs in this case if it's ongoing?
They haven't released anything in a while. It's been quite a while.
Are they considering it? So it was a closed case because he's convicted.
Mhm.
So then they did release things.
Mhm.
But now
But I don't think we got it all, because I want to see this report.
there's some things that I guess they won't unless someone FOIA requests them. So someone needs to.
Well, if anybody out
maybe
there
we'll
did,
look into that.
Shout out to us. Let us know.
Yeah. Yes. If you have any FOIA requested information, we would love to see that.
So the next one, moving on, would be Brad Weber, because all his alibi didn't add up either. The time he left work and the time he got under the bridge with his white van and everything. Miraculous, a white van.
So he's the guy that lives right under the bridge.
No,
And there's a neighborhood.
he's got the driveway, the private drive that goes down next to the bridge
Next
and
to
then
the
up
bridge.
to his house.
Right, but all of that is like lower. The bridge is up here and that's down below.
It starts up off the top,
Right.
the private drive,
Right.
and then it goes down, and then
street
it goes
level,
up
and then it goes down
to his house.
Okay. But the point is that it's right there, like easy access.
And
to the
even
bridge.
if it wasn't that vehicle, how do we know another vehicle wasn't down there waiting?
That was always a theory I had too. Although I think it's stronger that they just went to Ron Logan's house because he's right there.
Right, but I don't think that they went.
they're-
I don't think, unless it was more than one person, I don't think he could control both those girls.
Oh no, it had. I agree with you. I think.
And
it was
I'm going to
more than
say, I'm going to run and get shot just to have a chance to get the hell out of there.
one.
But I'm not 13 and 14. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't think, because they said that, whose was it? Abby's clothes were still dry. Some of Abby's clothes were dry. No,
But they did have the wrong clothes on too.
Well, Libby was nude and Abby had Libby's clothes on.
Right.
But Libby's clothes were dry. Abby's were in the water, but Libby had like soil and dirt from that
on her.
Yeah. So I don't know. So they're saying the killer may have went in the river or whatever it is, the creek.
Yeah,
Deer Creek, and washed himself off.
Mm.
I don't feel that there's enough blood, just like we say about the Idaho 4.
I've heard experts say that too.
Yes.
That there just was not the stain that was there. Was not enough.
I don't think that's the crime scene. I really don't. I think sadly that's where they were found, but that's not the crime scene.
But the neighbor seems like, to me, it would have been the vehicle to take them somewhere else.
Exactly.
Is
But
that
it
what
might
you
not have
thought
been the
too?
white van, though. That's what I'm saying. Because supposedly, if it was Richard Allen, this story that they're leading is Richard Allen got scared because he saw the white van.
Oh, right.
I don't buy that at all, because
So this Brad Weber that lives near the crime scene drove a white van when he was coming home from work.
Right.
And Richard Allen, during his trial, they said he saw the white van
and it spooked him.
And so he like hurried up and got out of there.
No, he hurried up and took their lives. And then got out of there.
Okay.
So
explaining why there wouldn't have been the sexual assault.
Yeah.
Because that's what they were saying that's what he wanted to do,
right.
but didn't. Yes.
Right. So I don't know. I mean, so then I think that was all of my top suspects. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you want your own?
I always had Ron Logan at the top of my list. I just always, with more than one person. I don't think Richard Allen is involved. The reason I say that is because of the footage, actual live video footage I've seen of his interviews, his interrogation. The way they treated him, it just seemed like he was railroaded from day one. They didn't even house him in a regular jail while he was waiting for trial. They put him in like a maximum security prison, like in isolation. And it just was horrible, abusive mistreatment from the start. Why? Like, I
I think-
understand it's illegal. So I understand why. I understand like they're mad and
Yeah, because
angry
I
at
think
this
their mindset
perpetrator.
was that this guy killed.
But you're not allowed to do that. Like, you're not allowed
No,
to do
you
that.
shouldn't be.
So
You shouldn't be.
so
No.
it was way against protocol,
Mhm.
way against protocol
Mhm.
to do that. So then, okay, so that's bad enough.
Mhm.
Then they start drugging him.
Right.
And I don't care what anybody says about his confessions. I don't believe all that is garbage and should be thrown out, because compare that to his initial interviews. He was like, I don't know, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't do this. I didn't have anything to do this. His wife is like, he wouldn't do this. And what I hear in his confessions, because they videotaped him, his phone calls and things like that from prison, but it's also documented that they were drugging him with these like psychotic drugs, keeping him in isolation. And in fact, that breaks like humanitarian rules and
And I
laws
agree
about
with you.
people. You are not allowed to, they had
Mhm.
him in like solitary confinement for like 14 months or something. Like, I might be exaggerating, but it was
It was a while.
way over what you were allowed to do.
But Kim, back to what you were saying about his wife saying that couldn't during the initial
Yeah.
interviews, that couldn't be, Richard wouldn't do that. But look how long Ted Bundy's girlfriend hid that from her.
What do you
His
talking about?
lifelong girlfriend that he had she knew nothing about his private life.
Oh, that was just his friend, his coworker, Anne Rule, that wrote the book.
No. His girlfriend with the little girl that he had for.
Oh,
Ted
yeah.
Bundy's
Secret Life. Yes.
So
yes.
she knew.
I just read a
nothing.
book about him. That's why
she
I'm
knew nothing
questioning
about
that.
his secret life.
Yeah.
So it can happen.
Yeah, it
It
can.
can.
It can.
So
I agree with you. I can.
and-
I just don't think there wasn't any other evidence. So him saying he was there.
Well, he confessed over 60 times.
I'm talking about evidence, like evidence. The one piece of evidence they wanted to use was, they said they found a bullet near his bedside table, on his bedside table, in a little thing.
Mhm.
Okay. So I'm like, that's kind of weird. Like, I did want to hear a better explanation, and they might have done that in court.
Now,
Do you know about that?
Yeah, they did. But my thing about that is, so now we heard in court and we've seen photographs. They did used to go down to Deer Creek and fish.
The family.
So
Richard Allen's family.
And he did say that he did have his gun with him when he would go.
Okay. So there could have
So
been.
it could have been a time he went before the murders.
Yes, but
And
I
lost one of those shells.
But I didn't listen. I heard the people who were allowed to be in court explain. No, I did listen. I think they had an expert come on, and she had to replicate that bullet coming out of the type of gun that they knew it was fired from.
Mhm.
And they said it was an unspent shell casing. That was the difference. So it wasn't fired.
Right.
So it was just, I have a weapon on me and it falls out. The markings that were on it could not be made unless she fired it.
I get that. I'm
so
with
to
you.
me, that's
I'm totally
not
with you.
evidence.
But hear me out. What I'm saying, I'm not defending Richard in any means. But if they've already been down there a lot, like they said they did, to go fishing and everything, and he carried, okay, that's that little open field. We see how close the bodies were found. How do we know he didn't drop it 2 years ago?
But it still didn't match. Even if he did, when they took that bullet that they said was his and they looked at it with the other, it didn't match. The only way they could get it to match was to take his bullet and fire it through a gun. So then the original was not fired through a gun. So then, to me, I don't know how I don't know how the defense didn't completely trash that.
I don't know.
We'll have to go back and listen to that part of the
Yeah.
of the trial, like how that. Although the judge probably didn't let it in, like probably didn't let
Like
them,
nothing in.
because it was a very biased
Yeah.
trial.
I heard,
in my opinion.
I heard some people found pictures of Judge Gold's son, that they found pictures of him and his sister, and he was leaning on a chair. I actually did see it. And he had something along the lines right here, with Odinism. So
we can talk
is
about that
why
real
she
quick.
left everything out?
Yeah, it was very
I don't know. I don't know. Nobody needs to put the bullet to me because I don't know. I'm just saying what I
don't
heard.
come at your neck.
Right.
But Odinism became a very big part, and
Huge.
there was at least one agent, and I don't know if it was FBI,
Yeah,
do
I
you
think she- I
know,
think
or
it
a
was F-
state official.
No, I think it was FBI.
They were going down that path
Mhm.
hard. Like this was a ritualistic killing, and because of the way the crime scene was staged. So they took that evidence, like, hey, look at these symbols we're finding and all of this. And that's a known practice, I guess, in that area, right? And we're going to talk about how we feel about that in a little bit. And there are maybe names we've brought up so far that could be connected to that type of group. Others we haven't named. I do know that the attorney for Richard Allen that I saw the interview about said that, you know, they complained that the prison guards were wearing patches for Odinism, and they were in charge of taking care of, guarding Richard Allen. So that, to me, there was a lot of weight to that. And there was even another,
but then that would bring us back to Brad Holder and Elvis and all of them with the Odinism and all that.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't like gone down that path to say, and I know it's very,
I don't know,
controversial to put names into that, but I mean, when you're literally seeing people with those images and everything and the way he was treated, and there wasn't hard evidence. Like, did any of his DNA was not at the scene. Richard Allen's DNA was not at the scene, but there was other DNA at the scene.
Right.
Like, what?
I don't know. I mean,
so that's why this case is going to the appeals court.
Right.
So the state, is it state or federal that they're appealing to? They might be appealing to a really high level, but they could say, we're not even going to let you go any further. We don't see anything that's wrong with this case. But
they could, but I think it's going to go. I think it is.
I hope.
Yeah, this goes along with how do you feel about Richard Allen being convicted of the murders of Abby and Libby? Is he the right guy?
Yeah, I say no.
I'm conflicted. A part of me says he's a part of it, and then, but I don't think he did the actual unaliving.
Yeah. I don't think he was a part of it because I don't think he's the guy on the bridge. I think those girls were lured there by the Snapchats. That's hard evidence. Eyewitness testimony is not reliable. So anybody saying who they saw on the bridge or even looking at that photo and trying to compare it to somebody isn't, you can't, in the voice, that's just too arbitrary. Like, you can't say, oh, it sounds like this, it sounds like that. So I don't think you can really use that, even though good on those girls for doing that. Like, that's the biggest thing out of this case, is that she had the wherewithal to get this person on footage.
It's just too bad that it got shut off like that. Like, she's filming and it's showing the ground and then nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you do? Take it away from her?
I think there was the person on the bridge. So the person that lured her, the person on the bridge, someone waiting on the other side of the bridge, maybe more than one person waiting on the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you're right. They would have to, and I don't think that the crime scene was at the creek, because the whole town was out there searching that night.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. For me, this is why I'm conflicted. the minute they released the interviews and I heard his voice, I matched that voice to the bridge guy. I did. That was me.
Oh,
My
Richard
ears.
Allen.
My ears heard that was him. But then when I'm watching that Connie and she's saying that was Ron, and then Ron, they made Ron say it in an interview
They did.
down the hill.
Yeah.
It sounded like him. So I'm very I don't know. I'm just
I think that's
conflicted.
hard to
I don't know.
do. Yeah.
I don't know.
Although there are experts that could like line up just the vocal tracks and like pitches and things like there's voice recognition things you can do, but I haven't.
I do
heard
think that
anything
there
about
was a ring of the paying pedophiles.
I do too.
For sure, definitely. Starting with Keegan, he's the top guy, and just gross.
Mm-hmm.
So for that, he should spend his life in there, not just 40 years.
Yeah.
I think a couple years ago he was 30 whenever that interview came out a few years ago. So he's probably like 33 or 4 now.
And I think he knows more than he's saying too.
Yeah, because I think it also looks like his dad on the bridge. His dad has that same build. Put a hat on
I haven't
him,
really looked
put
at
the
him.
thing in the hat. Looks just like his dad's build too. So we talked about his Richard's foot fetish thing. So I say that because the email that he had was foo. In other words, foot foo something, whatever it was. We'll have to look that up. But they talked about that he had this foot thing, and so then when you go back to the case and the crime scene, we're missing a pink sock.
Mm.
And
that's not profound.
A souvenir, a souvenir for that. So
could be.
Why do you want to go to Delphi, Indiana?
So I like to travel, and when I travel, I like to not only pick out true crime spots, like I'm into like, what's this place known for, or what significant things have happened here. But if there's ever a true crime related case in an area, I do like to check out the significant things about it. So we can make a trip to this place.
It's a day trip. It's only a day trip.
Yeah, day trip. So I want to check it out. I want to see that, especially because I've envisioned everything in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to just actually be there and see what it was, because it's, the crime scene isn't like somebody's house.
Right.
It was in this public park.
Right.
That
right.
We can go and see and take footage and kind of compare what our thoughts are and our theories with what's actually there. It's going to be different when you're actually there. What about you?
First and foremost, I do want to pay tribute to Abby and Libby.
Yes, and you have something nice we're bringing.
Yesterday, I made some tribute rocks. I wish I would have took a picture. It'll be a surprise for you too.
We'll insert it. We'll put it on our page. Yep.
Whenever we go, hoping sometime soon. But you're gonna like them. They're precious.
I bet.
And boy,
I can't wait to see them. I have a surprise coming.
When I shellacked them though, the shellac that I had, or whatever it's called, had been sitting in my garage. So I'm painting over them with this shellac. It's brown, so it made everything dark. But regardless, they're going to last a long time out there because I've put that coating on, and they're going to at least last a while, unless somebody steals them. Hopefully not.
Yep.
So that's my first and foremost, just to pay tribute to them, because
very nice.
Seeing their little faces all these years, and still not knowing for sure.
Well, one place we'll have to stop by is they had a massive like sports park built after them.
Want to stop by that? Yeah,
we will go see that.
And because I spent so much time investigating this case, just putting a name to or face to, how they say, putting a name to the face, just putting the whole thing. You've seen it on TV. You've seen it on all these TV shows. You've seen it, on this podcast and reporters and this and that. Now I just want to go see it.
And we know it's not going to look the same because they've redone everything.
And I'm glad they paved it though, for our little feet.
Yeah. Yes.
But the bridge is redone. We can only go so far, which is great. I don't even want to go down or try to
No.
attempt to go down to
I don't like heights.
the actual
and-
crime
yeah.
scene. And that's just because of my fear of the unknown still.
Mhm. Because if they have the wrong person convicted,
Yeah, we're not going down there.
yeah.
So are you nervous or scared to go to Delphi?
I am not. I don't know why. I think it's because I just haven't thought about it.
See,
And
I
I'm
know
not
I
going
am.
to think about it.
I am nervous.
If we were going like at midnight, traipsing through
Well,
woods
yeah,
or
but
something, I would
Kim, they
I
got
would be scared.
abducted during the day.
I know.
And
I
we
know.
still are pretty good looking. I mean, I am afraid. I am afraid. I'm not gonna lie. And it's just because I don't feel that the case is over yet. Richard's appealing, the Richie Davis letters that's leading up to everything we just spoke about, and Keegan Klein's dad's still out there somewhere.
Right. I will say I'm feeling that I will be cautious. And because I know you're nervous, we will be, extra cautious. We're not going to go traipsing on private property or, breaking.
We might get
rules
lost
or
down a
something,
private
but
road or
we
two. We might get lost, but we'll talk our way out of it.
Yeah. So you're gonna have
Before we
to
go.
okay.
So I'm just gonna say it. This is our pre-going to
yes.
Delphi show. So while we're there, the day that we're there, here's what I want us to do. I want to interview you on the bridge.
Okay.
I want somebody to interview me, and we'll interview Jen, and just do a 2-minute whatever interview, because I want to know your actual feeling, what hit you, whatever, right then and there.
Yeah.
Is it what you expected? Are you scared right now, or do you feel comfortable? Whatever. That I just want to. I think that's a cool idea to do.
So you're going to get live reactions of our
reaction.
emotions while we're there. So we're going to be taking footage while we're there that will not be played until we are back home safe.
Right. I want to express the kind of day it is, whether it's sunny, hot, cold, etc. Mention the leaves in the trees. Talk about the height of the bridge, the height of the water when we're there, the bridge itself. Talk about the people that are out there. Now, I also have a little thing that I want us to do, the three of us, while we're there. So this is our homework, Kimmy.
Okay.
It's a challenge for me and you and Jen to do. And so the challenge is going to be, as soon as we go to lunch, we all have to make a list of the people we saw on the trails.
Oh, this is good.
The cars we saw.
Yes.
And must describe in detail.
I love it.
But we can't talk about it amongst ourselves. So while we're walking, just in your mind, okay, there's a person with green hair or whatever.
And we'll compare.
And we're going to compare, because I want to see how they all the girls, the different people that they interviewed and this and that were on the bridge that day.
And we're knowing
What's your
ahead of
memory?
time.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
we're already at an advantage.
Exactly. So I thought that would be a cool thing for us to do. Don't you think?
I love it.
It'll be very interesting.
Yeah.
And then this will show people how people see things differently.
Yeah. And why?
So was he muddy and bloody when he was walking down the road? You know what I mean? Was there somebody at the
how
mailbox?
tall? What,
Exactly. So but we're not allowed to, like, if we pass somebody by, I'm not going to talk about it. In my mind, I'm going to think,
Yeah.
And I might not even think about it. I might be taking a picture of something else. And
I think, knowing myself, even though you've told me ahead of time, I'll forget. I won't be focused on that. We're going to be right. I'm going to be focused.
Okay. So here's what I think.
The area.
Let's not tell Jen. And then we'll give her the assignment while we're at lunch. And we're going to say, okay, Jenny, we're all going to take a different piece of paper, jot what we saw out there down, and then we'll compare. I think that's fair.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
Okay. Yeah. And we'll see, did it give us an advantage or not?
Yeah.
And knowing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it'd be a cool thing to do.
I love it.
What cars,
Yep. Okay. So by the time this video comes out, it is going to be a complete montage of this before
during
and after experience that we are going to have in Delphi, Indiana, and talking about the Delphi case for Abby and Libby.
Mhm.
And so
we'll have photographs and videos and just be able to talk about what we experienced.
yes.
And I know we're smiling and all that. This is a serious thing,
Mhm.
but it's a girl trip. Regardless, it's a girl trip. And,
Right.
we're all true crime, what do you call it? Fanatics or whatever.
Right. But we're going to be having fun with each other.
But we
even though
also know it's a real live. It's not one of the games we play or whatever. And
Right.
so we are going to take it seriously, but it's a girl's trip.
Right.
So
we'll also come back probably after that video is released and maybe answer any questions, or I'm dying to look into those letters. So maybe we'll come back with a video about that too. But thank you for joining us. And
all right.
We'll see you next
when we
time.
get back.
See you when we get back.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Subscribe, it's free and keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Happily unique, yeah, that's you and me. Don't forget to like and hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but that's the show. One love, two minds, letting it flow. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. We don't always agree, but you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. We dig deep with crack jokes, we call it like we see. If that's your vibe, you belong here with me. Thanks for watching, hope you felt the spark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. Please hit that like before it gets dark. It's free, it keeps us going strong. You're part of the crew now, right where you belong. Join us next time, same truth, same fire. We bring the heat and never tire. We're typically unique and proud to be a husband and wife and wild to be a husband and wife in podcast harmony. Yeah, that's you and me. That's you and me. Don't forget to like, hit subscribe, it's free. Come back again, we'll be right here with truth and laughs and zero fear.